The law should be the law for everybody. It doesn't matter who you are.
Ataa Ayi case no.
We the minority hold the view.
Mamo Korba ebiem emra jumedie so after say Justice Baffoe Bonnie, acting Chief Justice. Ni fete no eko awiye no enkomo bebre ene freche e basisi ameno kase pressure at the minority no any NPP for no so pa sanse womo suro se acting Chief Justice finally so baba Chief Justice abusha asembesi eyensamba ya quick one commander edimu info nyina babaransa na commander yebese dwumadie na se no yensanko na enko this video emra minority leader and afa majority leader de siye ewo ho no yensanko minim se ayefo no dodo na nya video ni bia hwe but then yensanko tiemra ketua bi na ekoba abusua ensema die chene sewani ensesa me ena me kacho edienti ena minority no womo se womo ntiasie.
Let me be unequivocally clear. The minority in Parliament objects to and unequivocally condemns the coordinated campaign to subjudicate Ghana's judiciary to political domination. Chairman, the facts speak for themselves.
I object again. I object again.
On the 22nd,
I object again. I object again, Chairman.
On 22nd of April,
I object again.
2025.
Chairman, I object again. I object. Honorable members, I think at this particular point, I must place on record that I have admonished that we should all operate within the ambit of the law. Honorable Minority Leader, be guided by Order 103D, and then let's make progress. And Order 103D, if I may read, to serve as a guide to all of us. It states that a motion shall relate to a definite issue and not revive the consideration of a matter which had been considered in the same meeting unless new matters have arisen. Honourable members, by necessary implication, whether a motion or not, the principles of res judicata will not permit us that a matter that has been raised on the floor resolved to its finality would be permitted to be raised at a committee meeting. So, Honourable Minority Leader, refrain from anything that is relating to sub-judice rules and let's make progress, with all due respect. Because Speaker has dealt with this matter, I have also personally dealt partly with this particular matter, with all due respect.
Chairman, the facts speak for themselves. On April 22nd, 2025, Chief Justice Gertrude Araba Isaba Tokonu was suspended as a result of a prima facie determination by the Council of State as contained in the public announcement made by the executive. We, the minority, hold the view that the subsequent committee that was set up under the chairmanship of His Lordship Gabriel Scott Poama to trial the Chief Justice amounted to a travesty of justice.
Chairman. Our rules are clearly offended. Our rules are clearly offended because the rules I just read clearly offended. But the rules clearly are offended. Chairman, the rules say that the conduct of the speaker, the Chief Justice, members and justices of the Superior Court of Judicature shall not be raised in Parliament except on a substantive motion. He has just raised the question of the conduct of a Supreme Court judge who chaired the committee. And he describes it and the conduct and what the justice did as a travesty of justice. He has raised the conduct of that judge. He has. And the rules are clear. And I can assure you that I will not allow you to breach any inch of the rules today. No inch of the rules will I allow you to breach.
Let me respond to him. Chairman, let me respond to him. Chairman, let me respond to him.
This is a very unacceptable conduct.
Yes, Honourable Minority Leader, you have the floor.
Mr. Chairman.
They should go and address the press. They should go and address the press and stop this circumstance.
Honourable members, order. Honourable Oman, order.
Mr. Chairman, let me make these preliminary comments before I address.
In response to...
Yes, before I address, I've made an observation. The learned Attorney General knows how much I respect him. He knows how much I respect him. And this must be reciprocated by him. When the respected attention that my reference to the committee's work amount to attacking the conduct of its chair, with the greatest respect, I need to be listened to, and he has to pay attention to language as used in context. For the avoidance of doubt, I am repeating that the minority holds the view that the committee's work resulting in the removal of Her Ladyship, the Chief Justice, amount to travesty of justice. It is a view we hold. It does not offend Order 1237. Order 1237, with avoidance of doubt, provides the conduct of the Speaker, the Chief Justice, members of Parliament, the Chief Justice, and Superior Court Justice of Judicature shall not be raised in Parliament except a substantive motion. Now, the distinction must be made. Respected Ayarga, please, bear with me. I've listened to you. The distinctions must be made. Your work in the regular official duties and a critique thereto must be distinguished from personal conduct that one would consider as misbehavior or stated misbehavior. I am not, with the greatest respect, impugning the person of the reputation of my Lord Puaman, who I voted for under the influence of Honorable K.T. Amon. When all the odds were against him, I have nothing personal against him. Because even where there were personal issues that people were attacking his reputation, I was one of the few who stood.
Mr. Chairman.
So I'm not here to attack him.
Mr. Chairman.
And he knows I won't attack him. The caucus is talking about, please, Honorable Ayarga, let me finish. You were allowed to make your point.
Yes, but Honorable Minority Leader, just be brief.
Very well. The committee's work is what we are expressing an opinion on. And we are using very civil language to say that what it did amount to travesty of justice. It's as simple as that. So let me proceed. Chairman, unless the majority leader intends to frustrate everything that the minority has to say by way of its opinion, when did Parliament reduce to this? When you have the right to say your own, you are the leader of the House, you have unfettered right to rebut. That is the debate we even have on the floor. When there's a debate, you take note. Where you think you disagree, when it gets your turn, you should also say that the committee's work did not amount to travesty of justice. Simplicity. But this issue of one line, point of order, next line, you are marking, don't say this, don't say that. Where are we heading to? The judiciary criticizes the government and members of the public where they disagree in their ruling. We
Honorable Minority Leader, can you conclude for me?
The work of even their
conclude for me.
I beg you, leader.
Conclude.
We all agree, Chairman.
Conclude.
Right. So let me proceed.
Honorable members, I have listened to the majority leader.
Travesty of justice is now.
I have listened to the
minority
leader. Honorable members, we should be guided by the principles that if there is an issue on the floor of Parliament which has got to do with another who may not have the opportunity to respond to it, such a thing should not be made on the floor. Now, though Justice Gabriel Poma is here in person, at no point will he have the opportunity of responding to any issue raised about him. None of the committee members will have the opportunity here and then to make comment. Therefore, for you jumping into a conclusion to say that their reports amount to a travesty of justice without any of them having the opportunity to respond offends our rules. I will consequently order that anything in relating to the committee and justice format should be expunged from our record. That is my ruling. Kindly proceed.
Chairman, let me protest the rather unacceptable, consistent attempt by the majority leader to obstruct our side's remarks in this process. I know he's your leader, but Chairman, this is unacceptable. That said, I will proceed. Yeah. We hold a view that the removal of Her Ladyship Justice Gertrude Araba Isaba Tokonu was cloaked in some opaque circumstances unacceptable to the jurisprudence of our country.
Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Speaker, Mr. Chairman.
Honorable Minority Leader, you know the rudiment of the game. If you don't want interruptions, let's go by the rules. Other than that, the chairman will be compelled to listen to the person and make ruling. Yes, Majority Leader.
Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, if the minority, led by the minority leader, were to walk out here and invite all the journalists, they could describe the work of the committee in any language. In any language. Nobody. Freedom of speech. But before this Committee of Parliament, the rules are clear. What you can raise and what you cannot raise, and how you can raise it. I'll be surprised if after all these years in this parliament, you don't understand those rules. I'll be surprised. Yes, I intend to be offensive because he has told me that I am here to deliberately obstruct the minority. What did you say about that? To describe my conduct here as deliberately obstructing the minority when I'm trying to keep him to the rules. When you say the conduct of a judge, we're not talking about the personal conduct, who he slept with and who he didn't sleep with. We're talking about his work, how he conducted his work. You are saying that the committee conducted its work in an opaque manner. That's what you are saying. In darkness, that's what you are saying. And that the outcome of their work is a travesty of justice. That's what I'm saying. And you are not in court challenging the conduct of the committee. You are not. You as a person, you are not in court challenging the conduct of the committee. You know the rules in the Constitution regarding the work of the proceedings. You haven't shown at any stage that the rules in the Constitution governing the work of the committee have been breached in any way. How can you come and sit here and describe the work as opaque, travesty of justice, and improper removal, and etc., and expect me to sit here and allow you to do that? You are clearly violating the rules. And when I try to guide you how to go about your work, then you say that I'm trying to obstruct you.
Honourable Majority Leader, you've made your point.
Okay, Commander.
Yeah, Director.
Acting Chief Justice, Justice Baffoe Bonnie.
Of course.
And on ne wasam na kwa koyon tokwe.
Sure.
And say Bafeto no so dia baso.
Of course.
Among force enka minority no peso mo ya na de no delay. But kwan bia so. Acting Chief Justice Baffoe Bonnie.
Yeah.
Obeba be Chief Justice. Na fe no emra ye adwuma wo man Ghana ma quick one. Ye wansem ni mo e.
Well, Director, I mean, that was in the first place. Now, I'm check for a fee. Yes,
but my question is,
okay,
I didn't minority no yes, sir.
Director, I have a coupe. I had dream fee. In the first place, minority no only boni or medi. And no, my dream, you almost say. Her ladyship get to tokono o me cover wo
yeah
enti e ba ya ho na firi ho no o mo da o mo ntimi na e pressure
ena afanyoma ke so na ni abre no o say ECG ho nsensem afanyoma ke ho bo mu ti afanyoma ke anhwe ya
Director, aside that we did last week and a Ghana police have so back say o manya da ya o investigations awie o be kaya NPP demonstration o mo ya afanyoma ekwa police ni no o ma ye hwehwemu awie police ni na anya boni bia afanyoma mo na asoto na sesei o mo di o mo information no ekoma attorney general say unprepared docket na o mo fa afanyoma enkwagina mranani nti at this moment rata ogina baabi a onyina yie nti eba saade a yemfa takashimrem yenye gidigidi yenye basabasa yensa yade no rata enei sa oye obi a wadwimu da ho na wo hwe from ade na hyase any said you almost start to say omudi omunkoma na you will understand the say a minority for nitim say process ye be say no because in the first place the Chief Justice na okono obia dwe kire ne say na Chief Justice Gertrude Araba tokono e cover NPP any minority no enenei oni ho a Justice Baffoe Bonnie aba enei se what Baffoe Bonnie ni nkoma wodi ene ne nsema wakeka ensem ni nyina pointed direct to Bonnie NPP voye because in the first place obey acting Chief Justice no odi galamse nkomo galamse yisu na enei so be pa chama untumi mo o maso ayi the Chief Justice see obi a we involved in galamse na semba ba court bia no onu onya kwanya obe make sure say emra ni bedi a o kiremu say chama untumi o party financier MPP for money beji say Baffoe Bonnie be Chief Justice nabi e want to say that
oso kan se mo
right there no o mini boni o madi enti enei say chama untumi baba be ye sebi MPP financier oyedada na obesa ye biem na Chief Justice obasi we will not entertain that ya right obe pina ko approve in terms say omre na wuntumi ho nkere no na we ompene wuntumi cases obehwa a lot of issues ba ya ono ankasa ni nipa boye ndokoka say bronya ye ba kura no ye de wuntumi ko court bronya brem o ni bronya right they know what they are doing yɛmfa bibia ntonchen na yɛhwɛ enkomo a ɛkɔ so on the vetting no the deɛ na ɛsiiɛ asɛm no nyinaa ne sɛ ɛyɛ two sides minority majority ɛna mo nyinaa maba vetting ɛna Baffoe Bonnie no automatically ɔno kora na ɔyɛ acting chief justice dada nti bear in mind they say Chief Justice that now called the Oko, not some year dear.
But I was almost to say, Chief Justice Jokoi get to Tokono. Okay. Need some to be crowd or quarter in a year. The right then a more prim who are Chief Justice for floor.
The right get to Tokono and seminar a quarter. Yawakana in the first place. Get to Tokono and Supreme Court. And I say on court and can say still in a free one. Sebi yes on Chelsea by force. I will say court no sign every instating the Chief Justice on cancer. Then must say entitlements and near Chief Justice via court with Jema. Ya demand no. Yes, I am famano. Afe wasako ECOWAS court say oh yeah compensation. Yan pattern on Batasika. The right way enya dia you bet transfer kase. Get to talk on or say. Change na chayen sanfani many Chief Justice a gentleman for new one ma wajia tum say she's a gonna oko nti dia ka ye say adodo dia wo mo no na o baby nti enei we have every right to replace obi a oko enye NPP before na ka kire ye say defense minister omane bo ama free mo no a check man penny replacing na adwuma na so e de ma ato force say o be acting
anti Chief Justice no okoy na cho a check to say replace no
very simple you replace no afa dia ni de debiem right aside that omunkom omudi no so wa hwe nsem omudi kopie mo court wa right ekọ Vincent Asefua ni nsem omudi kopie mo court no e wo Supreme Court e simple o say and seminar course of me get to talk on the free one on Tiasie yen chire ni mu na yen suspend new Chief Justice no na point when ko say ye be chire amana tene ho ase aside that Chief Justice for Fire Bonnie di Baffoe Bonnie wa bra na get to talk on say on tene ho ase no na ye gba ko this handsome no na otimu bi adentina na otimu bi and on Tiasie on can say Chief Justice for Baffoe Bonnie unqualified enti me question is say enei omo challenge ni nyina ne say Baffoe Bonnie unqualified na the answer is no obi antimi nyina ba bi nka say Baffoe Bonnie unqualified and na obi anso ntimi nyina ba bi nka say ye kokko to say ye mfa getwe toko no ensan mra and they say dey na wo pe dipa na wo ko no untimi nka say ensan fa ne mra the oba no so untimi nka say unqualified ntimi ye fa ne mba enti aden na wo say ontinem ema yemfa nipa ne ma baby ayeji nkomokui it was planned because earlier before that vetting no afanyo markings edi nka di nkomo bebre ya wo kire mi so amanfo bisa say omo baye walk out and omo walk away from vetting say ko ba say omo ne majority no anya adwea afanyo markings kan ho kire Ghana for nyina so enya de omo stage walk out bia sa de no ade a emwa this time they are making sure say omo kwa writing no it will be done enya de omo walk out omo koye wani na bia right afanyo marking or that NPP for say what study said you are in the politics now or in the selfish interest at this moment NPP for you very careful right every single thing is very important to be yeah NPP for bet to me aginem
David commander we say no NPP so mo de krata ba bonten nti emfa say omo nyina na plan na afenyo marking na leader ono no edi sa adwuma no
right enti say dia na kire say any NPP as a political party they are not ready say on be me kire Ghana because kwanye fa so kra ententem omo this statement ne ba bonten no na kire say party ni nyina kwatena say plan e say Baffoe Bonnie said ye medin kaka ye no because ye bachi NPP what nti ye man ye Chief Justice and na ye Chief Justice otena that is the agenda
and ye nyina we so na heard this video emra Acting Chief Justice I can one say what is some to da e wo vetting na say quick one ye ntimra
I have charted a course of adjudication that believes that the law should be the law for everybody and that it doesn't matter who you are and what you are. Once it comes to the law, it is no discriminator of persons. That has been my abounding lifestyle.
Okay, Commander.
Yeah, the right.
And sir, I'm on force Justice Baffoe Bonnie.
Okay.
Over to my Jumano. Said the OC didn't come away. Sasan or Bano di Baba Juma Sa dia. And yeah, the loss of Chamaun to him waka. Young fellow say, we are politician. And yes, sir, who would deploy my Ghana Munti and man to a Babajao.
Of course.
What did ye Chamaun to me, the manager Koko Kaya? What's so Mokoya, dear no? A new time, you know. Na yedi kai chama untu no ndo dasohyem
yeah
ansa no mu ye bibia ansa no no ba behyem to okye bi no na wo no yedi mu nyina makwa akotum na fe no NPP abese ye be ma bibi the presidential pardon na wo chama untu ya ba be pardon no ndi ohyem enti onye sa adwuma no enti Justice Baffoe Bonnie chem se ai
the law is the law.
The law is the law.
Mo Robert woni bibi enkomo ya wodi akai masem bi Robert, the law is the law no ye wo mienu get to talk on a car. The law is the law. Yeah, the law ni adwuma na osu.
Yeah.
Enei Baffoe Bonnie say the law is the law. We should agree say baby e gina ne no. Robert, ye ntimi nya ye kwadan ko da do. We cannot fool ourselves. Ye ntimi nyimi ya. Enti enei say wo chief justice ya nominate na o converting committee anima. O chere mu say emra ni emra. Ye ma mra ni nya adwuma at any time. Obi sunsin obi. But as far as Ghana have most of the times engrophobia cases at say the okaye no. Dia osono na ya pardon no. Dia osano obi amfa no ye betwe fa ne so. Nti at this moment we need a chief justice here or te eniema ye komunase. What Baffoe Bonnie, he is one of the most experienced judges ye wo e wo Ghana ha and onimadwuma ni ye. Nti at this moment ojitum se mra ye mra. Se mra ye mra de a we NPP ni. We NDC ni. No matter of political affiliation. Se what di boni a the writer e was say emra any woody and aside that media say oye one judge oye adwuma na che enti enei onim judges a omo system ni mu a omo di no credit mra eye adwuma yie
so no I Supreme Court won so oye adwuma wa che
of course because enye nasem enti say wasemba na or appointed judges amoma kwotena so a onim the kind of judges a omo nim sadie ya apply emra no the writer onim say Ghana how ko baby a system na e wo ho no ye wo nkrophobia obi anim se wai die ye ko play bad games but ye wo nkrophobia obi anim se wai die say ye ko ya de no finchima ye ndimi san wo mo ho and enei I think from the mimi win Baffoe Bonnie one of enkrofo a say oye chief justice a but nobody will escape. Attorney General ka kire Ghana for say cases no docket no oguso eguso ye ready what ready no me na me kodi asem
meba
okay
I gave him that is Ataa Ayi.
Okay.
Ti Ataa Ayi na acting chief justice can and one semi. Also I gave him 70 years and what I told myself was that if Ataa Ayi was given 30 years and he comes back, my family will be the first he will attack. So by the time he comes back after 70 years, I will be dead and gone. Paul Baffoe Bonnie and this answer me at 2 Ataa Ayi case no.
Of course.
On the DA.
Ataa Ayi case.
Any papa experience?
Yeah, the writer, you see, a very experienced judge, even at the Supreme Court, Ansana. All shall say kakra from friend say circuit court, district court, high court, appeals court,
experience.
Former President Kufuor time and local Supreme Court. In the Supreme Court one check your man penny to do a sign of Hokwa or that's what Supreme Court. The writer in Koma Wodi a very funny kakra say ono no dey Ataa Ayi 70 years. Na the reason about coupe. Na o dwene ho say oni tum e bia 30 years ya. Sa Ataa Ayi pie ba Ataa Ayi ba betake ono and the family.
O dey say ompiem ram so no asachira o.
The right winim e two things.
But judges no so more experience.
The right more experience because you can say obi e notorious. Obi e sebi nipa u jai ni kitu obi o ko di bone. Na se sa nipa no at the end of the day obewie wo nsem na wo na wudi na asem a you need to think outside the box e to da bia ye wo emra no ho and ye wo nyansa nkasa nso so a every single leader bia here to be a judge no what's yamra na wie no o hia nyansa e be ba ke wo the matter enei or apply common sense say nipa no opie eba bonten na wansesa me a target because me na me dey go prison what are possible obi nso betra ba bia ka say eba sad dia what na ordinary selfish interest and jelly Ataa Ayi so many years ebi a one year fair to Ataa Ayi I agree but the bottom line is Ataa Ayi na odifo na oni for but me ho na masem no say na odifo dia and me say Baffoe Bonnie was wrong to think about also the interest because oyenipa what way a clear evidence say obi a threat to the country obi a threat to the nation na yeni ni dealia Baffoe Bonnie a set example kire say yeni ni deal in a way say ochina bi onsa me hame oman no obi be fa the personal but maybe there I agree with him right me no ya agree
Commander yam fancy but any yakwa basa basi ya kai fo nyina